All right, Coach Egg, thanks for joining us in studio for a couple minutes.
Yeah, anytime, man.
You had a great win this past week. Tell us a little bit about going into the season. What were your expectations? It's the first year for Corner Canaan. What were you looking forward to?
Yeah, well, after meeting with the players and working with the players, I knew we had a talented group of juniors. Not many seniors, but a talented group of juniors. I was worried about the O-line, D-line situation, and a couple things fell into place in June and July with the one big kid, Brandon Bowen, coming over from Juan Diego, and then another big kid, Jake Hatfield, coming over from Alta. Then we had a big kid move in from Minnesota and another big kid move in from Spokane. So, the line thing just kind of fell into place, and I knew we'd have a shot. And then the kids have just worked hard and improved every week this season. So my expectations were pretty high. We initially set a goal to win the region, and we did that. It wasn't outright, but we attained that goal, and now our second goal is to get to Rice Eccles.
So you go into the season, you have those expectations. You started off 0-3 outside the region. What were the thoughts going through your heads as well as the kids?
Yeah, well, we were close in those games. One or two plays could have gone different in all three of those games.
You lost them by two 3-point losses.
Right, to turn the score in our favor in all three of those. So we knew we were close. We just had to iron out some mistakes and turnovers, things like that, and get those things squared away. And we knew that Juan Diego was a pretty good opponent. Westlake being a 5A team, and at the time they were healthy and playing well. After us, they kind of went down, but at the time we knew they were a good team, and we knew Springville was a good team and was going to do well, in the 4A level. So
how much does that help you as a coach? You have close losses. I mean, no one really wants to lose, but having games like that, especially early on in the season, to help prepare yourself for any situations.
Well, you want to win them all, man, and we were close on all three of those, and because we did some things that turned the tide in the other team's favor, that wasn't a good thing. So we were disappointed, though there was no consolation that they were close losses, and we wanted to win. But we just tried to learn from our mistakes and to get better, and that's what we've done.
Yeah, you've definitely done that. Spanish Fork. You beat them 42-21. What worked well for you guys? I mean, you put up almost 500 yards of offense.
Yeah, well, we had good balance on offense as far as throwing and running. We got our throw game together a little bit with Michael down the field, and that helped us tremendously. And then our defense, they played like they've been playing all year, keeping Spanish Fork kind of at bay. So it was good.
What kind of leadership do you feel that you have on your team? I mean, obviously the quarterback and having Michael there is going to be really key in leading your team, especially in a time like this when it's the playoffs. Do you feel, you mentioned you have a lot of juniors, do you feel like you have strong leaders on the team right now?
Yeah, we picked 8 captains because we felt we had a lot of good leaders. 2 of those 8 are seniors, Wes Minnick and Coleman Plummer, and then the other 6 are juniors that'll be returning. But I love all 8 of those guys. There were a couple more guys that could have been captains, but you didn't want to have too many. So I think our leadership's been great. And I've told everybody that wants to listen, man, the biggest part about this job that's been the best thing of these kids. I've been blessed with great kids. I don't have a lot of problems like some of these other coaches have. We've got really good kids.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So for the past 4 years, a first-year school has made the playoffs, but all 4 times they've lost in the first round.
Right.
You guys, first year, you're out of the first round.
Yeah, that gave us something to shoot at, man. That was, that was a little bit of inspiring talk to the guys, that they could make history getting past the first round, and all that stuff just gave us more fuel to play well.
What was the locker room like after the win? Was it something
it was tremendous. Oh, it was fabulous. The kids were pumped up. I mean, they're kind of looking forward to the challenge of East. They're a little worried, but they're looking forward to the challenge, and I know we're going to compete and play as hard as we can play. I don't know if we're going to be able to overcome their size and athletic ability, but the kids are going to play hard, and we're going to compete.
Well, speaking of East, they put up almost 50 points a game, the highest in all of 4A. What is it that you're at least trying to look to contain as far as when it comes to East's offense? Well,
they get most of their yards in the run game, and it's kind of a 3-headed monster in their run game. They've got the big fullback, that they give the ball on dives and G plays, and then they have the speedy kind of slot back number 10 that runs by everybody they play. And then their quarterback also is pretty good with his feet. He can run the ball, and they do run some triple option stuff. You know, they run the dive and the quarterback keep, and then they occasionally pitch it off of that. But so the run game's kind of a three-headed monster with those guys. And when they do decide to throw it, which they run it a lot more than they throw it, when they do throw it, they're kind of dangerous. They have a great tight end, number 7, a couple of speedy receivers that can catch the ball. So,
pretty much saying that everyone on their team is.
Yeah, I mean, they have Division I prospects all over the field on offense, and their offensive line's pretty big, and they play well and come off the ball low and hard. So it's a pretty formidable task for our defense. But
so what do you tell your team going into that
game?
game?
We're just going to try to use our speed, try to penetrate as much as we can, try to cut off some of the angles on their sweeps and their traps, and their little veer play and G play, and just try to play as smart as we can play. It's going to have to be, because of the option, the responsible. Everybody's got a job to do.
Yep. If
So,
one person misses that job, especially on an option offense.
Right, and they've done that to everybody. You
Big
watch,
play.
I mean, they have so many one-play drives for touchdowns this season. It's pretty incredible. And we watch a lot of film on them, and you look at the tape, you just shake your head, man. They're just ripping off long runs one after another. They're a pretty good team.
We'll have to have that defense make it happen then
Yeah,
on Friday.
they're gonna try their hardest. I know that. And they're a good group of kids, and they played great all year. So we'll see. I would venture to guess we're gonna try to keep them under their average. That's kind of
Try and keep them under 49 and a half. So if their average is 49.5, 49's a win, or is this
No, I'm not saying we can score 49 points. We're going to try to keep them under their average.
All right, good deal. What's been the best moment so far that you've had with these kids? It's the first year at Corner Canyon. That's a really nice campus, by the way. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
I love that campus.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I just think the way these kids play has been the best thing for me. I mean, every week I'm proud of them because they fly around the field. They play extremely hard. I'm just proud of how they play football and how competitive they are. And it really has nothing to do with me. It's in those kids. They had that before I was, came on the scene, and I'm just happy to be with them.
You can take some of that credit. And
No, I really can't.
Co-region champs,
yeah,
out of the first round of the playoffs.
I maybe helped put them in the right position to win some of those games, and doing some of the things offensively and defensively that we're doing. But those kids play hard. They're the ones that make it happen. So, they deserve all the credit.